do yoga. Welcome to today's flow and stretch class. This is going to be a slower paced class where we get to do a little bit of flowing, a lot of breathing, a lot of lengthening and stretching our muscles and our joints. And we don't need any equipment beside your body and mat, and then bringing some blocks with you will be helpful if you want to support your body in any way with blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can bring a pillow or something like that with you, or even a sweater, so you can just bunch it up or prop it underneath any spots that might need a little bit of extra love and nourishment today. We're going to start as we usually do in a first Shavasana, laying down on our backs. And as you know, if you have practiced with me before, you do not have to lay down on your back for your first Shavasana. You could lay on your belly or on your side. You could sit in a seated meditation on your bum or your knees, or any other position that I haven't suggested that feels really good for you right now. If you are hoping to receive some more energy today, I want you to place the backs of the hands onto the mat, palms facing up to receive. If you need more grounding, if you're feeling any anxiety, worry, stress, anything like that, we're going to place the palms down onto the earth for a more grounding sensation. Wherever your body has landed, taking a moment for a quick body scan to see if you could be any more comfortable. Just make some adjustments, maybe bringing the heels out a little bit wider than the hips, or taking the arms further away from the body, adjusting yourself in any way that you might need. And then when you found that position, I want you to close the eyes down, or just soften into the gaze. And we will start to tune our awareness inward towards our body, towards our breath, towards our heartbeat, towards all the sensations happening inside your body right now. All of those external things happening outside of your body, the noises, or anything that you might deem as a distraction, is actually supposed to be there. So if you can embrace all of the things happening off your mat, that will help to ease you into your practice today. So you're not fighting and mind wrestling with every little noise that happens outside. We are not monks on a mountaintop in silence. So, well, maybe you are a monk on a mountaintop in silence watching this, so if that's you, probably you want silence, but if that's not you, being able to embrace all of the external things happening is going to help you that much more off your mat. When all of the things are happening in life, you will still be able to embrace and tune yourself inward and just focus on yourself rather than all of the external things happening around you. We will take 5 cycles of breath in stillness. Just start to move the breath in and around the body. You can keep a closed mouth for your exhale if that feels good. If you would prefer an open mouth exhale, you're absolutely welcome to that. And just noticing the body starting to soften, little bits of tension releasing, feeling that melting sensation on the contact points that are against the earth, melting into the hips and glutes, and melting at the shoulders, the back of the head, the arms, the legs and the feet. And we'll take one last cycle of breath in this Shavasana. At the very bottom of your exhale, we start to bring a little bit of life, wiggling fingers and toes, making some circles with the wrists and the ankles, or maybe bending and extending at the elbows or the knees, moving the body intuitively. Maybe rolling the head back and forth, massaging the back of the head and moving into the neck. You can flutter the eyes open if you would like to. On your next inhale, we'll zip up the ankles, start to reach the arms all the way overhead for a full body stretch. And then as we exhale, knees are coming in towards the chest, arms are wrapping around the shins, and you're giving yourself a big hug, massaging lumbar spine, rocking body side to side. And then here, while we rock side to side, exploring the back side of the body. So if you're able to notice where you might pay some extra attention to today. Might be different than yesterday, probably different than tomorrow. Being able to honor wherever our body's at in each moment is going to be really helpful. We will take the feet down to the floor so body comes into stillness, root through the feet. We'll take the left leg out long, so lengthen that left leg out on the mat and hug the right knee towards the chest, the hand will clasp around just on top of the knee on the shin. Taking one inhale to pull that knee in. I'm going to sway the knee side to side, and we're going to make some circles, just starting to move into that right hip. And then we will gently release the foot down to the inside of the left thigh. Let the knee open towards the side and take the sole of the right foot, press it against the left thigh, inner thigh. If you need support here, place a block underneath your right knee for support. Or alternatively, you can just take the foot further down the leg, maybe more towards the shin, and that will release some of the deep sensation. And if you want to make a deeper sensation, just take right hand onto the inner thigh or the leg in any way. And keep your hands on the mat, one hand on belly, one hand on heart, or any other hand variation that will feel good for you right now. I like to take two hands onto the belly. And then I can feel my breath. I can feel the rise and the fall of the belly. We'll take 2 more cycles of breath like this. On every exhale, soften even more. 1 more cycle of breath. At the bottom of the exhale, take a hand to the outside of the right knee or thigh, start to pull it up through the center. We're hugging right knee in towards the chest and bending the left knee, placing the sole of the foot onto the mat. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, open the right knee towards the side, maybe stay here, or perhaps pick up the left foot, clasp the hands behind left thigh, and pull the knee in towards the chest. We're keeping the back of the head rooted to the mat and stretching into the right glute. We'll take 3 cycles of breath. So whenever we come into stillness today, you can close the eyes down, maybe take a body scan to adjust, and then taking your 3 cycles of breath, this is where we deeply tune inward. And we just stay with our body, we stay with our breath. 1 more cycle of breath. At the bottom of your exhale, start to root the left foot down to the mat. You have 2 options. For a deeper twist, you could cross right ankle all the way over the left. Sorry, right leg all the way over left, and then drop the knees down toward the left long edge of your mat. If that is too deep of a twist, stack your knees from here and then let them fall towards the left long edge of the mat. We'll take an inhale to take our arms overhead. So a big stretch up, and an exhale to let them land wherever it will feel good for you to twist. So wherever your chest is open and your shoulder blades are anchored. Deciding if you want more twist, and then taking the nose down towards the right armpit and right elbow. If you don't like this variation for twist and you need more support in twist, you can take 1 block with you and place it between your knees. This can feel really supportive. You can also place it underneath both knees. That can also feel very supportive. We're going to take 1 more cycle of breath in or twist. And then we'll start to root the back of the head if it dropped off to the side. Let the knees come back up through the center, and then take knees all the way in towards the chest. This time we extend the right leg out long, the left knee stays hugged in towards the chest. Take one inhale. And exhale to start to root that left foot. Let the left knee fall out towards the side, and then decide where you want the foot to be. It can stay up high, it can come down a little bit lower. You can use blocks if you need for support in any way while you're here. Trying to make sure that the right hip and glute don't lift up off the mat. Trying to keep the hips planted evenly and firmly onto the mat. Where do the hands want to be? Maybe eyes want to close. Tuning in, feeling the sensation of the prana moving around the body. You can feel it coming in through the nose, that cold air moving in. See how attentive you can be to the breath. Can you notice it moving in down through the throat? Can you feel it expanding the ribcage? Can you feel it expanding the belly? Staying with it, moving with it all the way up in the opposite direction. In the air moving out of the belly as the belly button pulls back the spine. The ribcage closes down, contracts and hugs you. And that last little bit of warm air moves out, maybe through the mouth or the nose. At the bottom of your next exhale, take the hand to the outside of the left knee or thigh. Close that knee all the way up towards the top. Hugging knee towards the chest. Clasping hand around the chin, bending right knee, planting the sole of the foot onto the mat. And then we can cross the left ankle over right knee. You might like this. Take it deeper by pulling right knee in towards the chest. Just being gentle here with the body, not trying to pull it in too far and force any stretch that doesn't feel good and juicy. So again, back of shoulders, back of head are relaxed and soft. Then you breathe into the sensation in your left glute. I like to take it to about an 80%, and I'll suggest about an 80% sensation. If you've gone past the 80%, perhaps pull back just a little bit. If you want it deeper, you want to feel even more, hug that knee in a little bit tighter. And we're here for our final cycle of breath. One more in. One more out. All the way to the bottom of the exhale. And we'll start to release this down, planting the right sole of the foot onto the mat. Same options for your twist. Maybe you cross the left leg all the way over the right leg before you shift the hips to the left. Drop the knees to the right. Perhaps you just stack the knees. Same options for your blocks with for supports. And we take the arms overhead. Take a big breath in, stretching from the hips all the way through the fingertips. And an exhale to open the chest, root and anchor through the shoulders. Slight tuck of the chin before you tilt the gaze over towards the left long edge of the mat. And then let the body fall heavy. Maybe close the eyes down. Come back to breath. Every time you exhale in your twist, you'll notice that the knees will sink down heavier. The chin will fall down a little bit heavier. The body twists even more every time you have that exhale. To just relax and soften. 2 more cycles of breath. And this is your last and final cycle of breath. last exhale. No rush to get there, linger if you like. Start to bring the back of the head onto the mat. Let your knees come back up through the center and behind them in towards the chest. Take the arms around the shins. This time we pick head, neck, and shoulders up. Tuck the chin and nose in toward the knees. Pick the tailbone up. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then we'll take the hands behind the thighs. Rock and roll as many times as you would like until you come to seated. We meet in tabletop. Bring yourself into your tabletop. Knees are underneath your sit bones. Wrists are underneath your shoulders. The fingertips are spread nice and wide. As we inhale through the nose, tilt the tailbone up, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Open the mouth, exhale, take the center of the spine and like a string is attached to it, pulling it up towards the sky. 2 more times. Inhaling to slowly dip the belly down, lift the chin, lift the tail. Exhale, tucking chin, tucking tail, rounding them in towards one another. And one more time, inhale, ripple to arch. And exhale, ripple to round. Press the hands down into the mat, round the shoulder blades. Inhale to come back through the center and take a little bit of free movement. So closing the eyes and feeling into the body. How does it want to move right now? I will probably ask for a few movements that you like. And then maybe if you know something that will benefit your body right now, taking that. So maybe the neck and shoulders are sore. You want to give the head a few little shakes side to side. Or any other movements that feel good in your spine, in your shoulders, in your neck. And one more cycle of breath to move the body in any way that feels good. Beautiful. Bring yourself back to the tabletop, tuck the toes under at the back. We'll take the hips up to our downward dog. Drop the heels down to the mat, give a pedal of the feet. One more little shake of the head or a sway of the hips. Again, moving the body in ways that it wants right now. This will be different for everybody. And we'll inhale to float forward to a plank pose, dropping the knees down to the mat. Exhale, lower, bending the elbows, dropping the chest, sliding forward, dropping the chin, untucking toes. Lift the chin, lift the chest, keep the hands planted beside the ribcage. And then let the air come out of the body, full down until the chin, nose, or forehead hits the mat. Press yourself back to a tabletop position, tucking toes, hips come high, downward dog. On your next inhale, we lift the right toe, up towards the sky. As you exhale, place the foot between the hands. Drop the left knee down towards the mat. Left hand roots. Inhale, right fingertips. Pick them up, twist the body open. And stay for an exhale. Pull the shoulders back down away from the ears. Taking one more inhale to open up a little bit more. Beautiful work. Taking an exhale to come all the way back, framing the front foot. We're going to bring the block with us because we're going to need it in a minute. Let's place it on the side of the mat. Inhale to extend through the front leg, flex the front foot, and then fold the body forward. From here, if you need blocks on either side of the front leg, blocks right here are going to be your best friend. Try to square your hips, so pulling this right hip back and pressing the left hip forward, and then hinging from the hips here. Hands can come again to blocks. They can be on any setting. Maybe you don't need blocks and you stay right here. We take one cycle of breath. Inhale. Stay for an exhale. Untuck this left toe, bring this block in your right hand. Start to walk all the way back. Place this block underneath the right glute. Right leg is still extended. Sitting up nice and tall here. If the left leg doesn't want to be like this, it can be in any other variation that feels good for you. If the knee doesn't want to be tacked like this. Take the arms overhead, big breath in, hinging at the hips again, folding forward. Placing the hands down on either side, rounding the spine, surrendering upper body to the earth, and sending the breath to the right hamstring. Breathing into that right hamstring again, you're looking for about an 80% sensation. So if you need to back off just a little, give yourself some more support just like this, you're absolutely welcome to. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, folding all the way down. And we'll take one more cycle of breath here. Walking the hands to sit up, removing this block out from underneath you, place it off to the side. We're just going to sit down on this right hip. Take this left foot, spin it around, sole the foot lands to the right inner thigh. Inhale for arms overhead. Exhale, right hand comes down to the right foot. You can also place it inside the leg. And take that left arm, reach it all the way around. Maybe you can grab onto the toe, but try and keep the shoulders open, keep the chest open. So you're looking for length all the way along this left side body. We take a cycle of breath, and then we start to twist the body, square the shoulders towards the right leg, and fold down. Again, hands can come down to your mat just like this. You can be on blocks, forearms, or clasping the hand around the foot and laying all the way down. We take one cycle of breath here. On your inhale, start to sit all the way up. We're going to bend into this right knee, bring the right leg to a 90-degree angle, back leg, spin it around, same thing. And we come to the center of my mat. We're taking 90-90 with the legs. So the right thigh is parallel to the long edge of the mat, the right shin is parallel to the short edge, and then opposite on the left leg, left thigh is parallel to the short edge, left shin is parallel to the long edge. We're going to do a little bit of hip mobility here. If you want blocks, you can have your hand on a block just like this, or two blocks just like this, or no blocks, up to you. First, start by placing the hands in front and the back leg. Lifting the leg just an inch and lowering it down. We just do that 2 more times. Lift it up, so squeeze the glute, squeeze the hip, lower it down. 1 more time. Great work. We're going to sit up a little bit higher. Again, place blocks if you need to. Front leg. Lifting it up just an inch. Lowering it down. 2 more times. Squeeze that inner thigh. Bring it down. This is the last time. Great work. Take both hands behind you and switch it over. Just like this. 90-90 other side. And we switch back. Option to stay there. Take the hands to hearts. Switch it over. 90-90. And last time we take it all the way back. Great work. Sinking down here. Readjusting the legs 90-90 if you need to. Bringing a block or two with you if you need to. Placing the hands in front of the shin. If you don't need blocks, you can be here. You may come down to forearms like this. You also might extend the arms out long and root the forehead down to the mat. The sensation here is in the right hip. It's similar to a pigeon pose or a supine figure 4. Take 3 cycles of breath. A little slower, a little deeper. And one more cycle of breath. If the forehead is down to the mat, lifting forehead up, coming onto forearms, placing the hands beneath the shoulders, and pressing the chest all the way up. We'll start to take both legs, swing them behind us, bring ourselves into a tabletop. And then from here, bring your knees back into a half plank, bending the elbows, lowering the chest, lowering the chin, extending the legs. Inhale, lift chin, lift chest. Exhale, tucking toes, pressing back through a tabletop, and taking the hips up, downward dog. Coming back to take those intuitive movements in your downward dog. Noticing how much more the body has settled. Then we inhale to lift left toes. Reach them up towards the sky. Exhale, stepping foot between the hands, dropping the right knee down to the mat. Placing right hand in center of mat, lifting left fingertips up. Inhale, twist. Exhale, stay right here for this twist. Bottom shoulder forward, top shoulder open. One inhale, open up even more. Exhale, coming down, freeing the front foot, grabbing onto your blocks if you need to. Inhale, extending that front leg long, flexing the front foot, squaring those hips off before you start to fold the body forward in your half split. Breathing here into left hamstring. Noticing if you're pushing yourself too far, too deeply, too much. If you are, that probably reflects in your life off the mat. You tend to be pushing too much, doing too much. So take a moment here to back off just a little and show yourself, show your body that it's okay to not push so hard. Last inhale. As we exhale, we walk the hands all the way back, untuck the right toe, grabbing onto that block, placing it underneath the left hip this time, setting up into this single leg forward fold. Again, right leg can move if it wants to. Take the arms overhead. And then folding the body forward. Hands down to blocks, hands down to the earth. Round the spine, tuck the chin, let gravity do the work. While you're here, there's no need to grab onto your foot and flex the foot and pull your body down. You're just relaxing the body. The upper body has enough weight to it that it will stretch the hamstring for you. So trying to take the control out of it and just let the body be and do what it wants to. The last cycle of breath. At the bottom of the exhale, start to walk the hands up the mat, lifting the upper body up. Grabbing this block, removing it off to the side, sitting down on that left hip and spinning this right sole of the foot around to the left inner thigh. Inhale for arms overhead. Exhale, the body is not facing the leg yet. We're facing away from the leg. Reach and stretch, lift over. Rather than caving this bottom shoulder down just so you can grab a hold of the toe, that's what a lot of people want to do. They want to hold the toe, so they end up dropping the shoulder down. reach up and extend. So find the stretch all the way through the side body. It doesn't matter if your hand touches your foot. Breathing here. One more before we square the shoulders. Exhale, now we square the shoulders to the leg. Fold forward from here. Relax down. Breathe to left hamstring. Remember that it doesn't matter how far forward your body folds, but what does matter is that you are enjoying lengthening your left hamstring. That you are immersed in your breath, and you're just enjoying that beautiful life force energy moving around your body. Last cycle of breath. Start to plant the hands on the other side of the leg, press the body up, and we bend into the left knee and we swing that right leg around for our 90-90 legs. So same thing here, we're square. Left thigh parallel to long edge, left shin parallel to short edge, and then opposite on the other leg. We get into our hip mobility, so you can start by leaning forward, and then right here, lift it up, lower it down. 2 more, squeezing this glute, slowly lowering, last one. Great work, lean yourself back. You can lean back with some support. You can also bring the hands to heart, lift up the front leg, lower it down. Lift it up, squeeze the inner thigh, using the core, lowering it down. 1 more. Hands can come behind you. 90-90, flips over to the other side, dropping the knees down, opening up to this hip flexor, and then taking it over to the other side. Keep the hands there for support, or bring them heart center. Here we are, flipping ourselves over, reaching the chest, so spinning the chest over towards the shin, and then coming all the way back. Same thing, chest towards your shin. Grab onto your blocks if you would like support in your deer. Hands coming in front of the body onto blocks, or in front of the shin onto blocks. Forearms laying down to the mat, or possibly extending the arms. This side might be different than the other. Maybe on the other side you laid all the way down, and on this side you're just up here. That's okay, it doesn't matter the difference on either side. What does matter is that you are honoring what your body needs in each moment on each side. We take 3 cycles of breath. At the bottom of the 3rd and final exhale, starting to pick the head up, bringing the hands beneath the shoulders. You can press your body all the way up, pressing into the hands. Spin your legs back into that tabletop, stacking the joints before we take the knees behind us. And we lower the body down, chest, chin, slide forward, untuck toes, inhale, lift. Exhale, lowering down to the mat, pressing back through your tabletop, taking your hips all the way up to downward dog, pedaling out the feet. Resetting here, taking any movements that you need to reset the body. We inhale to lift the right toes towards the sky, lift up high. We exhale to step the foot between the hands into our low lunge, dropping that left knee down. Inhale, right fingertips, reach and spin us open. Exhale, we bend the elbow, we bring the hand to the low back for a half bind. So spin the shoulder blade back and down,
Press out of the bottom shoulder. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Inhale, lift the left knee up off the mat. Reach the fingertips up towards the sky. As we exhale, we come to frame the front foot, pivot the back foot flat and parallel to the back of the mat. We inhale to windmill all the way through warrior two, half bind the backhand. Reach the front fingertips up and over. Peaceful warrior. Inhale, extending that front leg, reaching out those fingertips. Exhale, arms parallel to the mat. Take this front foot, toes pointing forward, both toes are parallel. One inhale, we exhale, fold the body forward at the hips, hands come down to the mat. Take one inhale for a half lift, left hand in the center of the mat, open the right fingertips, spin, and then come down. Right hand meets left, left fingertips, reach up, spin, open. Bring it all the way down to the mat. Start to walk the hands towards the front foot. Bring the front toes to point forward, bend into the front knee, come high on the back toe. And then just scoot the shin over, land it down on a 45. Drop the left knee, untuck the left toe, shift the hips away from the front shin. From here, you might want to place a block underneath your right hip. This can be a really nice support in pigeon. You don't have to have any blocks if you don't want to. You can start right here. If you want to place a block in front of you, you're welcome to for support or on either side. You can also place hands in front of the body. Maybe you come down to forearms. Maybe you drop the chin and chest all the way down to the mat. And we take 5 cycles of breath. See if you can make each cycle of breath deeper and slower. 2 more cycles of breath. Starting to lift the gaze up, sliding the forearms underneath the body, placing the hands beneath the shoulders, pressing the body all the way up. Tuck that left toe under, step the right foot back to meet the left in high plank, and then we drop down, knees, chest, chin. Sliding the body forward, untucking toes, lifting chin, lifting chest, squeezing backside. As we exhale, drop the chin down, press through table, hands and knees, tucking toes, hips high. Down dog, full reset. A couple movements. Maybe you would prefer stillness and just being with your breath. When you're ready, join me. Inhale, left toes lift. Exhale, foot lands between the hands. We drop the right knee down to the mat. Spin left fingertips up towards the sky. And then exhale, half binding that back, that top hand. This will allow you to spin open even more. Actively pressing this top shoulder back and down. Gaze is high. Take a cycle of breath. Inhale, lift this right knee up off the mat. Reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, come to frame the front foot. Pivot the back foot flat and parallel to the back of the mat, reaching up through the crown. Inhale, windmilling all the way through warrior two and dancing it back. Inhale, extending this front leg long. Reach and stretch a little bit further before you exhale. Bring arms parallel to the mat. Shoulders stack over hips, press into the front heel, toes to face forward. 1, inhale. Exhale, folding forward for your wide ankle folds. Dropping the head down. This time we inhale for half lift. Walk the hands over to the left foot. Bring the knee towards the nose. Take a cycle of breath. We inhale to come through the center and exhale to walk it all the way over to the right foot. Again, nose to knee, chest to thigh. We breathe. On your inhale, walk it all the way back through the center. Come up for a half lift. As you exhale, hands walk around, spin those front toes to face forward, bend the front knee, come high on the back toe. Pressing into the hands to allow this left shin to drop down to the mat on a 45-degree angle, dropping the right knee, untucking right toe, shifting hips away. And then again, deciding how it would feel good for you to set up for your pigeon. You might want to place a block or sweater or something, pillow underneath this hip. Or blocks underneath the hands or the chest in any way. When you're ready, coming down. So let this be very passive. So let the whole body soften. So you're not holding anywhere. There's no spots in the body where you're thinking, oh my goodness, I can't wait until this is over. This hurts so much. If you have one of those spots, place a block underneath it. Or adjust your body so it can feel like this posture is benefiting you. We take 5 cycles of breath, just like this. Adjust if you need to. You're not a statue, you do not have to stay in complete stillness. We have 2 more cycles of breath. At the bottom of your 5th exhale, the gaze lifts. Forearms come beneath the shoulders, hands, press the body all the way up. Press into the hands, stepping all the way back into a high plank. Dropping the knees, bending the elbows, dropping the chest, chin, untucking toes, lifting chin, lifting chest. Holding it down, pressing into hands and knees back to your table. And then we cross the ankles at the back, spin over, land on your bum. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor, hands are behind the thighs. We roll the way down, knees in towards chest, arms around shins, massaging that lumbar spine, rocking yourself side to side. We'll take the feet down to the floor, heels of the feet to the outer edges of your mats. T or cactus the arms, knees fall right long edge, gaze looks left long edge. Take a cycle of breath. Move it to the other side, up through the center, knees fall left long edge. Gaze drifts right long edge. Take a cycle of breath. back of the head onto the mat. Bring the knees up through the center. Extend the legs out long and wide. Maybe keep the arms where they are, or bring them down towards your sides just a little bit. You can also take hands onto the body in any way that feels good for you. I think that helps us to keep our awareness inward, because we can physically feel the breath and feel the heartbeat. We can feel the sensations. Come into any kind of stillness. Close the eyes down and stay fully present as we start to close our session. Relishing in these last few moments on your mat. Noticing how different you feel from when you first arrived. Maybe tilting the edges of the mouth up towards the ears. Smiling at yourself. Taking a moment of gratitude for yourself, for showing up for yourself and showing up on your mat today. Take one last big cycle of breath all together before we close up. Breathing in through the nose. Let the air exit the body however it wants to. And starting to flutter the eyes open just a little, wiggling the fingers and the toes. You can sway the neck side to side, have a little bit more movement in the body before you take the hands to heart center. So you're welcome to stay laying down on your mat. If you prefer to come to a seated position, you're absolutely welcome to come to a seated position. Or any other position that feels good for you. Thumbs are attached, fingers are attached, land the thumbs to the heart space, attach them right there, soft fingertips, tucking chin in towards the chest. Taking one breath in gratitude. So we can always end our session with a grateful body, a grateful mind, and a grateful heart. Thank you so much for coming and practicing here today with me. Namaste.